Hello, my most amazing artists. Today, we are starting to color our self-portrait. So this is part 2. Notice we're not coloring our self-portraits with our normal skin colors. We are using colors to express our feelings. So Mrs. May picked green because when I was coloring this, I was feeling kind of sick. I have some pretty bad allergies in the fall time, and that was making me not feel very good. So I decided to use the color green. I'm excited to find out what color you are going to use. So first I colored all of my skin using a colored pencil. You may use whatever colors you have or whatever materials you have on hand. I'm using a crayon to add some texture to my hair. You'll notice I'm using a color that kind of looks blue. It's a bluish greenish color. I want you to use different colors of green. So if it looks a little blue but also a little green, that's perfect. We want to use different materials so we can capture different colors of the color that you pick. After I added some textured lines in my hair, I'm going to lightly take another crayon and just fill in the background with my darker green color, just to get all that white covered up. Don't forget your eyebrows, that's hair too. It should match your hair. So add some texture in your eyebrows and fill your eyebrows in as well. For my glasses, I use even a bluer green, kind of like a sea green. It looks really blue on camera, and actually when I was coloring it, I thought it looked a little too blue. So what I did was I took a green crayon, a light green, and I colored over top of it to make my own color. You can mix all materials. You can color with markers over top of each other, crayons, and colored pencils. When you're coloring though, I might avoid markers on the face because sometimes markers are too dark. I did a little bit of marker on my eye, just right there, but if I did my whole skin color, it might be too dark. I would probably stick with crayons or colored pencils. Next, I wanted to add some details that make me special. I have my ears pierced, so I decided to add some dark green earrings. Oh, when I opened it up, I realized I didn't finish coloring my face or neck. So I need to do that with my colored pencil. So here I go, coloring in my face with that same color with my colored pencil. Notice how I'm coloring kind of darker around the outside, and then I'm not pushing as hard to get a lighter color in the inside. That's called value. That's the lightness and darkness of a color. So I'm using my tools a little differently. Now I'm pushing lighter and I can get a lighter green that way. Pretty cool. Try out that technique. Notice how my eyes are staying white. We have our white kind of triangles in the corners of our eyes. We want it to stay white. Same thing with my teeth. When I start to color the mouth, I want to leave my teeth white. I don't want to color it in with any color. Again, you can see I'm switching back between my materials. I've used crayons, I've used colored pencils. I found a really dark green colored pencil and I'm coloring in my lips a darker green. Now I'm going over it with a lighter green again to make my own color. It's so fun to mix your own colors and see what you can create. I'm coloring in the darker part behind my mouth, and then now I'm going to color in my tongue. Next, I sent home a white oil pastel with everyone. I said it was an option though, so if you have a white crayon at home, it works too. It just seems like the oil pastel works a little better. What I'm doing is drawing different kinds of lines. You could do hearts or squiggles or whatever kind of lines you want to create. Next, I'm taking my marker and tracing around my entire self-portrait. We're gonna do a really cool painting technique where we are going to use markers and turn them into paint. But if you have watercolor paint at home, that works great too. You can totally use the watercolor paint over the white oil pastel, and that will turn out great as well. Either way works amazing. So again, I said you can use whatever materials work for you. You just need to pick one color. That's the main rule. You can see I'm taking another greenish bluish marker and I am outlining it again to see how these colors will mix together. Notice how I'm not just coloring in the entire white space in the background. I'm only creating a line to see how when I add some water to it, what happens to it. Let's see. Now I'm gonna take my brush and my water and blend my marker together to see how the marker starts to spread out. Notice how you can see my white oil pastel line starting to show up. Isn't that such a neat technique? That's called an oil pastel resist. The oil pastel and the watercolor, or the water and the marker doesn't really like each other very much. So the oil pastel doesn't let the green get on top of it. Okay, I'm gonna keep using my water and see how the marker continues to spread. I started noticing that my water, the markers, was starting to spread in my hair. And instead of getting upset about it or saying I didn't like it, I decided to go with it and add some water in my hair too to make it look like I did that on purpose. So I make mistakes too, and I'm thinking about how I can change it to still make it work for me. Next, I'm starting to color in my mask and my shirt. For your mask and your shirt, I want you to use whatever colors you want. So the rest of it is monochromatic, but the different parts are the mask and the shirt, and you can color them with whatever materials and whatever way you want. Maybe think about not using the color that you picked because I wanted my mask and shirt to stand out. I decided I was going to do my mask a color that wasn't the color green so that it really popped out on my picture. There you go. That's how you finish part 2 of your self-portrait drawing. I hope you have fun and get some emotions out. Thanks.